Hello! Welcome to our Tuesday night, just went blank, beauty school. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about skin supplements. Now, backing up, when we talked about the layers of skin, and we talked about the epidermis layer and the dermis layer of skin. So the epidermis layer is your top layers of skin, just to kind of reiterate, and those are already formed skin cells that are on their way out. So those ones are dying, those ones are flaking, those ones are the surface of your skin. Those are the top 10 layers. 10 layers sounds like a lot, but 10 layers of skin cells all squished together is actually pretty thin. Below that is the dermis layer of the skin. Those are still live active cells. And where serum technology comes in is serum technology actually helps to effectively treat that layer. So what that layer does is actually you can change the look of your skin by using a serum and treating the dermis layer of your skin. So really important. A serum either built into the product or an option to go with one. Okay, so we've already gone through each skincare line that we have, and we've gone through the Time-Wise Repair, the new 3D, we've gone through the Botanicals, and we've gone through the Clear Proof. Every single one of them have a serum. Now, the new 3D, the anti-aging serums are built into the moisturizer, but we have additional serums on top of this. So the question is, do you need one? Which one do you pick? How often do you use it? And what are the features and benefits? Okay, so first of all, let's go through the separate ones and then we'll go through how you can work it into your skincare program. Okay, so I've got them here in front of me. So the first one that we're going to look at is the Even Complexion Essence. Okay, so Even Complexion Essence. Do you remember when we talked about skin and we talked about the melanin in the skin? So melanin is what gives your skin color. That's just a word for pigment. And so basically ivory skin has no melanin and bronze 8 skin has a lot of melanin. So basically it's pigment that colors the skin cells. Okay, so what happens over time is you will notice in some women, and especially you'll see it more in ivory to light beige skin tones, they will get things that we refer to as sun damage. Some people call them age spots, but basically what they're referring to is melanin damage in the skin. So what has happened is the melanin has scarred the surface skin cells. That's from the sun, and it's no longer dissipating. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little sun lesson. Okay, so how melanin works, I can't remember if we covered this on our first day when we were talking about just basic skin science, but okay, so I have ivory skin, I go out in the sun. When the UVA and UVB rays penetrate my cellular structure of my skin, underneath my skin makes something called melanin. Melanin is something that colors the skin but also thickens the skin. So it shoots melanin to the surface of my skin, and the surface of my skin becomes browner, and the surface of my skin also becomes thicker. The reason it's doing this is to create a barrier from those UVA and UVB rays to penetrate any further so that they can't damage the live cellular structure underneath. Okay, so the more I'm out in the sun, the thicker my skin is going to make this layer, and the browner the layer is going to be. Now, as I mentioned, people with dark skin tones, they already have that layer to protect their skin against UVA and UVB rays. So the only difference between an ivory skin person and a bronze skin person is something called melanin. So the amount of melanin in their skin. Okay, so Even Complexion Essence. What this does is it actually, so if I have age spots, so if I have a place on my skin, and I do have some, but I think they're hard to tell. So if I have a place on my skin where, you know, my skin has over time, like I grew up on an acreage, so I was outside all the time. growing up. I was not indoors at all. My first summer job was working out at a summer camp for kids, and I was outside every single day from the minute the last week of June right until September long weekend. So I was definitely, as a kid, and a lot of the skin damage that you get, you actually get pre-18 because your skin is the thinnest. The cells are still forming, and it's most susceptible to damage when you're younger. I mean, as we're older, yes, we still will damage our skin, but not to the severity that you will pre-18 years of age. Super important, side note, to make sure that your kids are well sunscreened when they go outside. Okay, back up. So what does Even Complexion Essence do? Where your skin has been damaged, and so there's permanent melanin damage. So what happens, your body creates melanin when it needs it to protect it against the sun, but once it doesn't need that anymore, those cells slough off and the melanin dissipates. So then your skin goes back to ivory again in the middle of winter. However, when those cells have been damaged, the melanin doesn't dissipate the same way, and so the brown is left behind. What Even Complexion does is it helps to break down the melanin that has collected in the skin cells that caused the damage and helps it to dissipate. So now it's taking away melanin damage in your skin. It also, and I do let my clients know this, it also fades freckles. So if you love your freckles, don't use it. And it will also help with scarring from blemishes. So if you have irregular pigmentation and scarring from blemishes, this will also help with that. However, side note, if you are using this, you do need to make sure that you are wearing a sunscreen because that does make it more, because it's working on breaking down melanin damage in your skin, you are slightly more sun sensitive because of this product. And so you do want to make sure that you're using a product with SPF in it, which is not a problem because we have tons of options. We have our CC cream, which has an SPF 15 in it. We have our 3D Miracle Set, which has a 30. Our Repair has a 35. So regardless of what skincare program you're using, you're going to be able to get an SPF really easily within your skincare program. The only two skincare programs that do not offer an SPF in the moisturizer is the Botanicals and the Clear Proof, and they can either add one on or get it through their CC cream or through a foundation primer. So that is what Even Complexion Essence does. Okay, so the next one that we're going to look at is our Pore Purifying Lotion. So Pore Purifying Lotion, or more commonly known as step 2 of our microdermabrasion set. So what does Pore Purifying Lotion do? Sorry, Pore Minimizer. Okay, so what does Pore Minimizer do? Pore Minimizer is step 2 of our microdermabrasion set. So microdermabrasion is an exfoliant, and tomorrow we're going to talk about exfoliants and how often to do it and what order to do them in and all that great stuff. But because microdermabrasion is the only one that has a skin soothing serum to go on after. Say skin soothing serum 100 times. No. Without messing that one up. Okay, skin soothing serum. So what this does is, so microdermabrasion is very granular and it's quite abrasive to your skin. It's meant to take off, like scrub off the entire top layer of dead skin cells. And so your skin can be, depending on how sensitive your skin is, your skin can be irritated after. And so this helps to soothe the skin, but it also helps to make your pores appear smaller. Pores being slightly larger is more common in oil combination skin, but it is something that to make your skin look very refined, having sort of a poreless finish to your skin is super important. So that is the Pore Purifying Lotion. Okay, Pore Minimizer. I am saying the name wrong a million times. Okay, so, and this is what it looks like. Each one has a slightly different lid to be able to tell them apart in your bathroom. Okay, So that's the only way I know how to tell them apart. Okay, so the very first one we looked at was even complexion. The second one is pore minimizer. And now we're going to look at the vitamin C replenishing serum. This one actually has a little guide to show you how much product is in it. I love that part because it's so hard to tell when your Mary Kay bottles are empty. Okay, replenishing C serum. Now, do you remember we talked about how vitamin C is so important to your skin because it helps to build collagen and it tightens your skin and it firms your skin and it does, all these great things for your skin. So vitamin C is absolutely fabulous. And did you know that our skin and our body needs synthetic vitamin C or vitamin C through our food because our body actually does not naturally produce vitamin C on its own. So it's actually super important to get vitamin C from an outside source. So that's why we take it in our vitamins and that's why we need it in our cellular structure of our skin. Okay, so this is very vital. Okay, so what does vitamin C replenishing serum do? Okay, so basically what this does is, the main thing is collagen. And if you don't know yet what collagen does, is collagen makes our skin tight. And tight skin is what we all aim for. It also gives our skin spring back ability. So we talked about that when we talked about how our skin stretches and then bounces back and stretches and bounces back. Vitamin C serum helps to give it that bounce back ability. The other thing that it does, okay, so ingredients, we use plants that have the highest concentration of vitamin C to create this product. And so we use pomegranate extract, Kahlua plum, and camu camu extract, and cherry extract, and black currant extract, and argan seed extract. So those are the main active ingredients in this product to create the most potent vitamin C that we can come up with. I love this. I will give a plug for this serum. I use it every single day, morning and night. Okay, and now that I've told you how amazing vitamin C is and how much you absolutely need it, we have something else. I think this is probably the most under promoted product in our line, maybe. Okay, we have these guys. These are vitamin C squares. Okay, and it comes in a package that looks like this. And they come in a pack of, how many are in here? 12. Okay, so vitamin C squares, there's 12 of them in a little box. And we are the only people on the planet to have this technology. This activated vitamin C square, no other skincare line has it or packages it or creates it in the same way we do. Okay, so what this does, this is a beauty breakthrough. Ta-da, we are the first. And this puts pure concentrated vitamin C right into your skin. I love this product. I use it all the time. Okay, so what this does is it basically supercharges any of your serums. So this can be added to any one of your serums. I'm going to open it up so you can actually see what these look like, because it's a little bit confusing to kind of understand. I sold them to a client of mine, and I guess I didn't do a very good job of explaining it because she messaged me 2 days later to tell me all her packages were empty. They're not. So inside this package is a little square that looks like this. So what this is it's pure, raw, dehydrated square of vitamin C. And what you do is you take this and you run it under a tiny bit of water just to rehydrate it, and you put it in the palm of your hand, and then you squirt whatever serum it is that you're using onto this. So now this has become liquid. You mix it in with your serum all together, and then you put it on your face. And so what you've done is you've just supercharged any of the serums that we have within our line with pure raw vitamin C, and it is created so that your skin can absorb it. Like it will, the square turns into pure liquid. So I use it with my vitamin C replenishing so that I'm getting vitamin C, pure vitamin C from this replenishing serum. Plus I've supercharged it with extra vitamin C. So, I mean, a wrinkle wouldn't dare show up on my face, right? Haha. Okay, so I highly recommend using this. Like I said, I go through about a pack a month and it's totally, absolutely, completely worth it. I noticed a difference in my skin the minute I started using this. Okay, so we also have in our Time Wise Repair line, we have this serum here, and it's called our Voluform Lifting Serum. So the Voluform Lifting Serum is actually a combination of the last three serums that I just told you about. So it has skin brighteners in it, similar to what you're going to get in the Even Complexion. It has vitamin C in it, similar to what you're going to get in the vitamin C serum. It also has a pore minimizer in it, similar to what you get in the pore minimizer. So it kind of has everything. So it's sort of a supercharged one serum fits all. And so I do use, this is the serum that I use. However, in addition to that, just because I love collagen, and I don't want to have to get plastic surgery when I'm 80. No, I'm just kidding. So I actually use these three. So these are my daily serums for my skin. So first of all, I put on the vitamin C replenishing serum. I use the square with it, not every day, probably about every second or third day. Use the square with it to super boost this, and then I add the lifting serum. So the lifting serum is a little bit thicker to work with, and so I actually put the vitamin C serum on my face. I don't rub it in. I then add this to it and I kind of mix the two together and then put it on. The scientists might hate me for that, saying that, because they do like us to properly layer our steps so that they properly go to the right cells at the right time. But those are the serums that I use. So don't feel like you have to pick one. If you want them all, use them all. And I use this morning and night. And serum goes, I don't know if we've explained this already, but serum goes on totally clean skin. So right after you've washed your face, if you're using a mask or an exfoliant, then you're going to use your mask or exfoliation, and then put your serum, and then if you use a toner, then put your serum on, because the easiest way to think of layering is it goes thinnest to thickest. Okay, so your serum is meant to soak into the dermis layer of the skin, so it's thinner than a moisturizer. So serum, then moisturizer, then, whatever, primer, foundation, makeup, blush, contouring, all the other stuff goes on top. But make sure that your serums go on before any of your moisturizers. Okay, so that's those guys. The other thing that I wanted to address today, just while we were talking about this layer of skin and the layer that goes on before moisturizer, is I did want to bring up the oil mattifier. So it's kind of like this little tube. Okay, so oil mattifier and pore purifying lotion from the Clearproof set. We talked about Clearproof yesterday, and so the pore purifying lotion goes on first before any of your other serums go on. So if you are blemish prone, because it is a medicated ingredient, if I was blemish prone, which I'm not anymore, but I certainly was for years because my skin is combination, I have large pores, the order of application would look like this. I don't know if you guys can see this. Okay, so it would look like Clearproof and then my anti-aging. Okay, because this is medicated, this needs to go on to get directly into my pores where I need to clean, keep my pores clean. So that's the other thing. If you're using something that's medicated, like with an actual DIN number, that's going to go on before the rest of your serums go on. The other thing, if you do have oily skin, your oil mattifier will go on after your serums before your moisturizer. Okay, so what this does is it actually helps to absorb the oils before they get to the surface of the skin. And so the oil mattifier is great for people with combination oily skin, especially if your skin is oily. This allows you to absorb the oils before they get to the surface throughout the day. So that's what oil mattifier is. So you would do your serums, then your oil mattifier, then get into your moisturizers. Okay, so I hope that all makes sense. I did want to add one more thing. I don't know if you have gone online and played around with this at all, but on the MKOC, so on the Mary Kay website, under product, there are something called product fact sheets. So product fact sheets look like this, okay? And what it is, and I just print these off. You don't have to print them off, but if you ever need to know something, or if you have a really sciencey client that wants to know all the research behind what we're doing, these are our science research sheets. So these come directly from the laboratories, and these will tell you exactly what the product is created to do, what the product testing like what, the results from that is, and the active ingredients. So each one of our products has this. So the one sheet is, it shows the product and then what are the main features of this product, and then the page 2 will tell you just the science behind it, what the active ingredients are, and who the potential market is. Okay, so this is on the MKOC. If you do want to print the sheets off for just like, again, if you have a client that has questions or just for your own personal use, I personally have what I call my science binder, and that's why mine are in page protectors, and so I have all of these sheets printed. Okay, so that's it for today. If you have any questions, please pop them down below, and that's what serums do. So again, super important. It doesn't matter what kind of skin you have. I really recommend using one. And tomorrow we're going to talk about exfoliation. Okay, have a great day.